I would like to go over the basic concepts in responsive web design. We are concerned with the width of certain elements, the margin around certain elements, and any type of floats. These are the primary items that we need to reformat in order to accommodate the current layout to the different device widths. So we are only concerned with reworking the existing properties that are being set. You do not need to copy existing properties into the media query that do the basic styles. So it is pretty obvious that we have a fixed width layout here. We have an outer container of 960 pixels. Notice that it is centered on the page. Therefore, we have right and left margins set to auto. Notice that there is a gap at the top of the page. Not only could this be a margin, but it is also the default margin from this H1 element. So we need to get rid of that also for the next media breakpoint. It is pretty obvious that we have a left-hand column, and that is 720 pixels. We have a right-hand column that is 240 pixels. However, we don't want them fixed width. We want to convert them into percents. So what we are doing is we are changing everything into a percent for the smaller devices. We will use 100% for the outer container. We will use 75% for the left, 25% for the right. So you always want to convert your fixed width pixels into percents for the smaller devices. On the desktop, it doesn't matter because we have a large monitor. Another thing that I do is I put some CSS code inside each media query breakpoint, such as a background color, so that I can tell when I have hit that breakpoint. So I will start to resize my browser window. Notice the background color will change at this point. This is my first breakpoint. Notice it is a pale blue. Notice that everything fits 100% inside the browser window. We have no margins on the right or the left or the top. As I continue, notice that my columns automatically resize. Look at my images. They are getting smaller. That is because they are coded to be responsive. We have now reached the next breakpoint. At this point, everything is going to be converted into 100% width. So in the second media query, you need to change the 75% in the left column to 100%. You need to change the 25% in what was the right column to 100%, and you need to stop that float. You need to get rid of the float. How we line up the images on two lines is to adjust the size of the figures to 50% each so that only two will fit across. So we are mainly concerned with adjusting the widths and the floats. As the screen gets smaller, we will come to the next breakpoint. At this point, we are continuing with our 100% columns, so we don't have to set that again. The smaller media query will inherit from the larger media query. All we are doing now is placing the images on top of each other by adjusting the percents of the figure. So now all we need to do is adjust the navigation. The LI elements were floated left. All you need to do now is to stop that float and add a bottom border, making the LI elements 100% width of the screen.